Hello, this is Dr. Bob with another Ask Dr. Bob, and once again, tremendous questions, and we really appreciate the questions that you're sending our way through Facebook, Twitter, and our emails. Question number one, what do I do about the constant ringing in the ears? What I have learned from my experience, low thyroid, subpar thyroid function is one of the leading causes for ringing in the ear. It also could be a food sensitivity. Sometimes dairy can do it, gluten issues, but you want to have your TSH, your T3, T4, and TPO. Those are blood tests for thyroid. The individual said, I already take flax oil every day for dry eyes and it doesn't help. Kind of interesting because dry eyes, from my experience, commonly cause lack of iodine. So if this happened to be the same person, the ringing in the ears and the dry eyes are hand in hand with each other, logically possibly low thyroid. TSH, T3, T4, TPO, those are the blood tests. You could be watching me anywhere in the world right now and we could literally send you a kit that you could, in the comfort of your own home, take a little sample of blood from your little finger and send it to the lab, and we can have consultation for those particular findings. Somebody had a question about fibromyalgia. Any new ideas how to cope with the fatigue and the pain? Want to work, but I cannot. What I have found from my longevity of doing this clinical experience, fibromyalgia is commonly caused by adrenal gland fatigue. See, adrenal glands make natural cortisone. And natural cortisone is the pain reliever. Now, sugar and stress affect the adrenal glands so it doesn't get to create the natural cortisone. So if you have a lot of stress in your life, if you're eating sugar, you have a greater chance to have fibromyalgia. I might make this suggestion to you. The Adrenal Stress Index. It's a saliva test that we do. And I've had patients that have had low cortisol on their adrenal stress index. But I'm going to throw this thought out to you, is that when we do the adrenal stress index, one of the items that we test for is called gliadin. And if you have a positive response to gliadin, that gliadin itself could cause a whole adrenal gland issue. Gliadin is found in gluten, which is in rye, wheat, oats, and barley. So adrenal fatigue, fibromyalgia, and one last thought, if you're a lady 40 years and older, watch how much citrus you're doing. Commonly we find citrus can be an issue when it comes to fibromyalgia. Here's a very good one also. The co-host of Dancing with the Star has thyroid cancer, and she's been talking big about it. And they had some woman healthcare provider that talked about shielding yourself when you're taking X-rays. Now, thyroid cancer is not uncommon, and I'll tell you what's going on today with all the exposure with the tsunami. I know that the TSH, T3, and T4 are really important. You want to make sure you have adequate iodine. If you happen to be a healthcare provider, and let's say you're a dental assistant or a hygienist, and I know in our own office we take films, you always want to make sure that you're shielded from radiation. I'm not sure if they really know what the cause of thyroid cancer is, but I can tell you from my experience, especially individuals that have an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's, oftentimes it's that your thyroid gland does not have enough iodine and is literally starting to break down. I just noticed my muscles are sagging. What can I do for that? Well, muscle sagging, this is more than likely a female, but not always. You probably have been underneath some stress and your body has created more cortisol. And see, cortisol is catabolic. That means it literally eats muscle. So you can get what we finally call happy Helens underneath your arms right there. Eat more protein. Now we actually use something in our practice called ADHS. ADHS is an herbal adaptogen which helps slow those adrenal glands down. You see, those adrenal glands, once they start making cortisone, that cortisone creates cannibalism. It catabolizes muscle tissue. And see, your arms are held in place by connective tissue. Eat protein, and here's just a thought. Sulfur. Sulfur helps make connective tissue. Eggs, onion, and garlic. We happen to use something called MSM, Mary, Sam, Mary. MSM is sulfur, sulfur-based foods. Eggs, onion, and garlic help make connective tissue, help the support of lean muscle tissue. One last thought is something called Gaminol Forte. Gaminol Forte is something we use in our practice that helps make lean muscle tissue. My husband snores. I can tell you this. Wheat. Does your husband consume wheat? I have found that people who consume wheat, especially before they go to bed, might snore. They may have an acid pH. Alkaline is like baking soda, acid is like vinegar. Those who have an acid pH tend to snore. If they're overweight and all that belly fat is being pushed up into your lungs, it compresses your lungs. So obesity, wheat, and an acid pH. Try a wedge of lemon before your husband goes to sleep at night. A wedge of lemon and 4 or 5 ounces of water. Drink the water, eat the lemon. Tends to make the body alkaline. I just want to stop craving sugar. We use something in our practice called chromium, CR-zyme. CR-zyme is a mineral. People tend to lack chromium. They lack minerals, so they start craving sugar. Also, we use something called alpha-lipoic acid. Alpha-lipoic acid is a great antioxidant, but we also have had great results stopping sugar craving. Do not start your day off with sweets at all. Start your day off with a protein. Because when you eat a sweet all day long, insulin goes up, insulin goes down. When insulin goes down, you're going to crave sugar. What's the best source of protein? And how much should I eat? Well, I use a variety of proteins. I eat vegetable proteins. We actually use a product called pumpkin protein. So I eat a lot of vegetables, non-starchy vegetables all day. And I also use chicken thighs. And you know, I've read a lot of different articles. They say you should not eat more than the size of your palm, about 1/4 of an inch thick at a meal. But I'm going to give you a little nugget right now. If you eat protein, like I stay away from turkey breasts, if you eat protein and you crave sugar afterwards, you're eating too much protein in a meal. Rough rule of thumb, if you eat protein like chicken breast, a dense protein, cut back on that with your meals if you crave sugar afterwards. And here's the very last question. What can I do not to gain weight during the Christmas season? What I'm going to focus on this is when you go to an event, like I was just recently at a wedding, the food there was just not necessarily the food that I normally would eat. Focus on the vegetables, stay away from high-calorie foods, and the most important thing is to stay away from pastries. Watch those liquid beverages, and I'll close with this. Probably the worst food in the whole winter season to consume is eggnog. So exercise, watch those sugars, stay away from those really dense foods, and watch those liquid drinks. They'll add on really quick. Bye!